man! Holy shit!
Hold on, I'm coming!
There are plenty of zombie-themed games out there, each focusing on a different aspect of the inevitable breakout. From multiplayer teamwork to solo puzzle solving, developers use every gimmick they can to keep this dying beast walking. But State of Decay by Undead Labs strives to put the survival back in survival horror. Will this game make it to the safe house, or be left bleeding with its guts hanging out?
Jesus, Lily, he's not a rabid dog.
Before being ported to PC and released on the Steam platform, State of Decay started its life as a $20 Xbox Live Arcade title where it took gamers completely by surprise. It felt more like a full game that you would load into your drive rather than one that was downloaded, but it didn't take long before it was apparent as to why it was released this way. To sum it up in a few words, the game is short, like really short. Skipping all of the overly repetitive side missions, one could complete this bloody romp in a few hours, but doing so would rob you of what this game tries to accomplish.
This is bullshit. We're just trying to survive out here. You can't kill us for that.
Uncle Sam would seem to disagree with you there.
The story begins at a campground with Marcus and Eddie, a couple of friends just getting back from a 2-week vacation in the wilderness, only to be faced with a less than friendly welcome. After beating off a few biters, they make their way to a ranger station, where you start to get a feel for how the rest of the game plays. You're sent out to scout the area from tall vantage points, scavenge cabins for supplies, and bring back anything you can to benefit the rest of the survivors. Eventually you end up meeting Maya, Eddie gets bitten, and you make it back to town where you find that the infection was widespread and all hell is broken loose. After joining a group of survivors holed up in a church, you'll have to prove your worth to them by completing missions, gathering supplies, helping other groups of survivors, and quite a bit more.
Good, you made it.
That one doesn't look so good.
Name's Ed. Pleased to meet you.
While the graphics in State of Decay may not be the stunning visuals of next-gen consoles, Undead Labs has done a great job packing a lot of detail in what presents itself as a smaller game. A few clipping issues aside, the look and feel of the environment is gritty, fun, and pulls you right into the world. Each character is detailed for realism, and the scavenged houses and shops look like they were abandoned in a hurry. Streets are littered with both functional and non-functional vehicles ranging from pizza delivery hatchbacks to full-on modern sports cars. While the map you have access to can seem small at first, once you drive out into the country and come across vast plains of land, the scale starts to feel much larger. All of this is great during the day, but without a way to sleep, thereby skipping the twilight hours, you're forced to view this open world by only a narrow beam from your flashlight, and that's when things get much creepier.
Huh? We don't take kindly to unexpected guests. You can kindly fuck right off.
State of Decay sports some great sound, which further entices you to become enveloped in the world laid out around you. Cars, gunfire, rummaging, and screaming zombies are just a few of the audible treats you have in store, but one of the game's few flaws begin to appear as the characters start speaking. Not to say the characters sound bad, but several lines can come off as cheesy, uninspired, or vulgar for the sake of being vulgar. This isn't to say that profanity offends us, however, between the rough and tough street girl and the experienced army sergeant, there's plenty of it running around, and more often than not, it misses the mark. Sound also plays a major role in the game, as your character's actions will invariably make some racket, which will send the horde of undead into a frenzy. Searching too quickly, breaking glass, honking your car horn, or firing your weapon will cause a circle to radiate from around your marker on the minimap. If that circle doesn't interact with the zombie, they didn't hear it, making melee combat the usual means of re-dispatching your foes. This mechanic is nice when you need to lure a bunch of biters off with a package of firecrackers.
Poor bastard. Well, let's see if he's got a wallet on him or something.
What the hell, Ed?
To check his ID, for Christ's sake.
Once you get a feel for your main objectives, you start to see that Undead Labs is throwing a lot at you at once, almost to a fault. With all the main missions, side quests, and survivor tending you end up doing, there's almost no downtime to speak of to just run around and get to know the game. It feels like this was done to overcome the repetitiveness of the recurring side quests, but it's hardly necessary. There's plenty to do, and the game may have even felt longer if not for the constant torrent of, something's going on, you better go check it out. Without being a skilled player on your third time through the game, there's almost no way to do everything asked of you, as ignored missions will result in a failure. I will give it this though, the game keeps on trucking with or without you. Even if your character dies, you'll just pick up with another survivor, the group will mourn your loss, and the game will stay the course. Oh, did we mention that the game saves immediately if that happens? Or if you just enter a menu? Just a heads up.
I didn't really know Ed. I don't think any of us did really. Not even Maya. But I do know that he was always ready with a joke to lighten the mood.
Scavenging for supplies isn't just a fad in this game, it's absolutely necessary. Your group uses a certain amount of food, ammo, and medicine per day depending on how many people you're housing at the moment. And if you can't stay in the green, people start to lose their shit. Not only is it annoying to have to take the same person out to kill some zombies over and over just because they're sad, it can also cause more issues if the situation isn't handled in a hasty fashion. Scavenging can also bring you several useful and not so useful items that when placed into the community chest will buy you influence, allowing you to upgrade, build new structures, or even move the entire home base if needed. One of the problems we've run into in the game is storage. All you have is a small or large backpack. If you find something big, you stuff it into a rucksack, but only the character you control can carry one. If you switch to the computer-controlled character, if you have one with you, to gather more supplies, your original character will just drop what they had. Furthermore, if you have a vehicle, then you should have more storage. This is what trunks are for. Let's get on that, Undead Labs.
The painkillers also seem to have taken effect.
There are 2 expansions for State of Decay at the time of this writing. State of Decay Breakdown, focusing more on long-term survival, and the upcoming State of Decay Lifeline, which puts you in control of the military and tells a new side of the story. Neither of which have been played yet by us, but rest assured that after playing the vanilla experience, they will be in the pipeline.
You're the newbie, so you get a bust in the window.
The door will make less noise. Or, hey, you could do it like a total fucking idiot. Up to you.
If you can look past a few flaws in State of Decay, you will start to see what we've all been waiting for. A zombie game that stands out from the rest of today's shuffling mess. It has action and RPG elements in an open world with what seems like a plentiful, although finite, amount of resources at your disposal. Mix in a bit of nighttime terror and some genuinely intense moments, and you can see why Undead Labs may have taken a page out of Doctor Who's book. While the packaging is small, it's definitely bigger on the inside.